Good Sunday evening, South Mississippi. Meteorologist Taylor Graham here, joining you from the newsroom, and hopefully you're watching me from someplace nice and cozy and warm because it is getting really cold overnight tonight into Monday morning, and it's been very chilly already this evening, especially with that wind. At times today we've had some gusts close to 40 miles per hour. Hopefully your Christmas decorations made through okay with all of that wind we've had. It's not going to be quite as windy overnight tonight, but we're still going to keep a little bit of a breeze at times, and that's going to make it feel even colder. Let's go ahead and take a look at how much colder we are compared to this time yesterday. We have temperatures right now dropping into the 30s and low 40s. We're about 20 to 25 degrees cooler tonight compared to this time last night. So a big difference over the past 24 hours, and it's only 8:30, so we have a ways to go for these temperatures to drop as we get into the rest of tonight. And we do still expect temperatures to fall into the 20s overnight tonight. We're aiming for morning lows in the mid to upper 20s on the coast. If you live north of I-10, farther inland, the better chance you have at reaching the low 20s by early Monday morning. So a hard freeze expected across the board for South Mississippi. If you haven't already, which I hope you have, I hope you've wrapped up any exposed pipes that you have outside. In terms of other ways you can protect your pipes, maybe have a little bit of a trickle going through overnight tonight. Open up your cabinets. That helps to allow some of that warmer air to circulate around your pipes as well. Now, I know we've been talking a lot about pipes, but more obvious, or it should be obvious, people and pets need to be protected from this type of cold overnight tonight. And not only is it cold, it's still going to be a little bit breezy. So like I said, by tomorrow morning, low to mid 20s inland, mid to upper 20s expected along the coast. People, pets, plants, and pipes will need to be protected tonight from this hard freeze. Now, when you consider that northeast wind by early Monday morning, we're looking at wind chills tomorrow in the teens. It is really going to feel very chilly tomorrow morning. If you are going to be out and about early tomorrow morning, I highly recommend having gloves, a hat, a thick jacket. You're going to want it, especially if you're going to be spending more than even just, I would say, 5 minutes outside, especially with a little bit of that breeze. So all in all, if you can't tell, it is going to be really cold tonight. And there's one good thing with this weather. It does maybe put you a bit more in the holiday spirit. Certainly feels like the middle of December and the holiday and Christmas season with this type of weather. Right now, looking into Jones Park there, we can see the harbor lights. A very cold night to check that out. We are at 40 currently in Gulfport at the airport. Still pretty breezy, and you can see that tower camera shaking around a little bit. It's feeling more like it's freezing outside with that strong breeze out of the north. Looking at temperatures farther inland, we've already dropped into the mid-30s. Lucedale, 35, 37, up in Wiggins, 36 in Poplarville. Seeing the upper 30s, low 40s closer to the coast. Factor in that strong breeze. We're seeing the wind chill starting to drop into the low 30s in a few areas. And again, in Gulfport, Biloxi, it's already feeling like it's close to freezing, even though our actual temperatures are in the upper 30s and low 40s. And we have a ways to go before the night is over. So we have a big area of high pressure that's moved in behind that cold front. And based off of our position around this area of high pressure, we are in that northeast flow. That's drawing in colder air from the north. And this area of high pressure will start to get a little bit closer to us by Monday. And it will give way to tons of sunshine tomorrow. But this is an Arctic air mass, and some of that has been able to move into the southeast. And despite seeing a lot of sunshine tomorrow, it's still going to be pretty chilly by the afternoon. High temperatures tomorrow likely going to stay in the upper 40s. Let's look at some of the other temperatures across the southeast. 21 in Tunica right now, 23 in Tupelo. So it could be colder, obviously. 25 up into Birmingham. And I'm sure when you factor in the wind, that's making it feel even colder. Not quite as cold as the Midwest, though. They are the winners of the cold blast today. Single-digit temperatures, Chicago, Minneapolis, Cincinnati right now. And check out the wind chill up there. It is well below zero. Even Memphis, seeing a wind chill of 9. I'm sure a lot of us wish we could be in Miami right now with temperatures in the mid-70s. But this is a good reminder. It could definitely be colder. But for the Gulf Coast standards, low temperatures getting into the 20s, I think many of us can agree. That's pretty cold for us, and we're just not quite as acclimated to it, especially with that strong wind. So overnight tonight, It is going to stay breezy. At times we'll still see some gusts near 20 miles per hour. It is going to start to relax a little bit more by the morning, but still breezy at times, and it's still going to stay windy over the Sound and offshore. A heads up that a small craft advisory remains in effect through the first part of Monday morning, with a gale warning remaining in effect offshore through the first part of Monday morning. But seas are going to start to subside once we get into the afternoon, as does the wind, and it's not going to be nearly as breezy tomorrow afternoon. We'll still keep a little bit of a wind out of the north and east, but nothing compared to what we've had today. And tomorrow, all things considered, it is going to be a beautiful day with lots of sunshine. It's just with this Arctic air in place, we're just not going to be able to warm up too much. By Tuesday morning, the wind fairly calm. We'll see a little bit of a breeze, but again, nothing like what we've been dealing with tonight. So like I said, tomorrow, all things considered, really nice. Lots of sunshine. It is going to be very dry. If you're prone to getting dry skin, chapped lips, heads up that the relative humidity tomorrow and the dew point tomorrow are going to be very, very low. So you may notice that. We have some very dry air in place. I even have noticed tonight a little bit more static building up. So that's something you may notice. I'm sorry, thought I was about to sneeze there. I think we've held off on that. Gotta love a live stream. But again, tomorrow we are looking at temperatures in the upper 40s, maybe a few spots heading to low 50s, but for the most part it's going to stay chilly. Then Monday night into Tuesday morning, we are looking at another round of freezing temperatures, potentially another hard freeze, with those temperatures dropping back down into the mid to upper 20s. If we see a little bit more cloud cover movement by Tuesday morning, it's possible we may stay in the low 30s along the coast. A bit of a tricky situation, but because the air is so dry and the wind is going to be much calmer, that should allow us, or should allow temperatures to drop very, very quickly Monday night into Tuesday morning. So at this time, I would recommend going ahead and protecting your pipes once again Monday night into Tuesday, in addition to people, pets, and plants. Once we get past Tuesday morning, things are going to be turning much more mild, especially by the middle to end of the week. Notice how quickly our high temperatures recover. Even by Tuesday afternoon, we're back into the upper 50s, a little bit below normal for this time of the year, but that's a big jump in our high temperatures in one day. And then by Wednesday and Thursday, we're right back into the 60s, even the 70s. We are going to be tracking another cold front by Thursday, but it does not look nearly as dramatic or drastic as what we've had this morning. Temperatures on Friday afternoon, a little bit cooler in the mid 60s, but that's right where we expect to be during the middle to end of December. And it does seem like by the upcoming weekend, we're going to be back into the 60s and 70s once again. So the next 2 nights, we do expect freezing temperatures. So people, pets, plants, and pipes need to be protected. Still going to be very chilly Wednesday morning with lows in the low 40s. But then as we get into Thursday and Friday, we are way above freezing with temperatures in the 50s, and even going into this upcoming weekend, not looking at anything getting close to freezing at this time. Our normal low for this time of the year is at 45, and we are going to be well above that for morning temperatures by Thursday and Friday. Now with that cold front heading into Thursday and Friday, we may see some hit or miss showers, maybe even a few thunderstorms. At this point, doesn't look like a total washout. Doesn't look like we're going to have a ton of moisture ahead of that cold front to give us some widespread rainfall. But our next best chance of getting any of that wet weather is going to be on Thursday. Some of those showers may also linger into Friday. But at this time, our rain chances not overly impressive over the next few days. Just another little update on what we're looking at the week of Christmas. Still looks like it's going to be warmer than average or normal this year. We'll let you know if anything changes. We are still about 11 days away from actual Christmas Day, but the days leading up to Christmas at this time still looking fairly warm. Not really noticing any significant cool down, and obviously with a warmer than normal temperature forecast, it's not going to be a white Christmas. I mean, our odds of that were going to be pretty much none anyway, but for those of you that maybe got your hopes up, there is no hope of that whatsoever. If anything, it is going to be warmer than normal, it looks like. going into the week of Christmas. And it's not just us. It really looks like that pattern is going to be locking in for a good part of the lower 48. So the reason why you see that alert tag there on Monday and Tuesday, that is for the mornings where we will see temperatures below freezing and potentially getting another hard freeze Monday night into Tuesday. Very, very cold weather expected, but the cold snap not lasting forever. Once we get into Wednesday and Thursday, we're in the 60s and 70s once again. The humidity is going to increase a little bit more by the end of the week. Another cold front moves in by Friday, but like I mentioned earlier, that's not going to be nearly as drastic as what we've had happen this weekend. So if you can get through tomorrow and Tuesday morning, things are going to be turning quite a bit warmer for those of you that are not a fan of the cold weather. But for those of you that like it, soak it up while it lasts, because it's not going to be lasting forever in true South Mississippi fashion. So time now is 8:36. We will be having our 10 o'clock newscast tonight. I'll have another update on how far our temperatures have fallen, the latest look at the wind chill, and how cold it's going to get tonight. Hopefully you can join us then for another update on your forecast and all the latest news going on across the coast.